This is the video lookbook for But Not For Me. I am the writer and director Ryan Carmichael. But Not For Me is a musical set in New York City that takes hip-hop and classical music and blends them together to tell the story of two millennials, Will and Hope, pursuing the American dream in the city. It's a story about love more than it's a love story, the love that we feel romantically as well as the love and passion that ambitious people feel for their hopes and dreams, both requited and unrequited. I'll break down the visual elements one by one. But Not For Me follows Will, an aspiring writer in his mid-20s who ekes out a living as an advertising copywriter. He lives in a tiny studio apartment and spends his spare time writing spoken word poetry and working on his novel. We want the visual style of the ad agency where he works and the crackerjack box where he lives in near squalor to be highly contrasted. We'll shoot the ad agency on the Arri Alexa with occasional Steadicam, but on sticks for the most part. The lighting will be bright as we want to contrast the superficially glamorous realm of commercial advertising where he works with the reality of his life and the crummy, overpriced apartment where he struggles to make the rent. We love to shoot the apartment scenes on super 16mm film with a fast stock and low light to get a grainy image that contrasts with the sharp and shiny HD of the Alexa and the agency scenes. However, given the cost of processing, we may opt to use a lesser HD camera for the apartment scenes instead. Bridging the gap between these two realms is the city itself. The beautiful thing about New York is that everyone is represented on its streets. All classes, ethnicities, professions, and ages come together in the city's parks and on the city's sidewalks, and this is where our protagonists make their music. The visual style of these sequences should bridge the grittiness of the apartment scenes and the sharpness of the agency scenes. Given our desire to be as incognito while shooting in the city's streets, we'll probably opt to shoot on a more mobile HD camera than the Alexa. The musical scenes in the film run the gamut from the super stylized, with extras and synchronized dancing, to the more stripped-down naturalism of the movie once. In the scenes where our protagonists perform, the camera should serve cross-purposes as both an onlooker in the performance and a participant in it. This also applies to the more stylized numbers. The more stimulating the music, the more creative our camera work will get along with it. This will happen in sequence to tell the love story. When Hope and Will begin playing together, the camera will be at its most stable to mimic the careful nature of the early stages of falling in love. As their music begins to gain shape and Will's feelings begin to grow, the camera will begin to become more of a character itself. With all the unique elements of the story, from the cultural commentary to the love story to the original music, it's important that we have a vibrant visual style in this film that serves to underscore them all while not distracting from any of them. Because life isn't a uniform thing, and we all travel from realm to realm in our everyday existences and experiences, seeing and hearing different things in each realm, it's important that we represent this balance visually in this project.